Shri Ganapati Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 34 of Uttara Kanda, in which we see Ravani, that is Indrajitu, was later known as Indrajitu, but as of now he is Meghanadha, son of Ravana, takes Indra captive and thus came to the title as Indrajitu, one who can win over Indra. In the darkness that had surveyed supervened, the gods and the Rakshasas engaged in a terrible struggle, playing each other in the intoxication of their strength and in the obscurity that enveloped them like a great veil. The supremely intrepid Indra, Ravana, and Meghanadha alone were not deluded. Beholding that army wholly annihilated, Ravana was suddenly seized with violent rage and emitted a great roar. In his fury, that invincible warrior addressed his driver, who stood near with a chariot, saying, "Me through the enemy ranks from one end to the other. This very day, with my innumerable and powerful weapons, all the gods in my path will be dispatched by me to the region of Yama. I myself shall slay Indra, Ganada, Varuna, Yama, and all the gods and shall soon strike them down and trample them under my feet. Do not delay. Drive the car on speedily, and again I say to you, drive through the enemy ranks from end to end. We are now in the Nandana gardens, therefore take me to the Udaya mountain." At this command, the charioteer drove his steeds, who were as swift as thought, through the enemy ranks. Divining Ravana's intentions, Chakra, standing in his chariot on the battlefield, utters the guards whose sovereign he was, saying, "O you guards, hear me. This is what I consider expedient. Dashagriva should without delay be captured alive. That extremely powerful Rakshasa will enter our ranks in his chariot with the speed of the wind, like unto an ocean whose waves are overflowing on the day of high tide. He may not be slain, for a special boon protects him, but seek to make him captive in the struggle. It was by taking Bali prisoner that I was able to enjoy the three worlds. For this reason, let us do the same to this wicked wretch." Thus speaking, Indra left Ravana and went to another part of the field, sowing terror among the Rakshasas whom he assailed, O great king. While the indefatigable Dashagriva went to the left, Shatakratu penetrated the right wing of his adversary's forces, having advanced having advanced 100 leagues. The king of the Rakshasas covered the entire host of the gods with a shower of arrows. Seeing the carnage that was being created in his army, the intrepid Shakra stayed Dashanana by encircling him, whereupon the Danavas and Rakshasas, beholding Ravana overcome by Shakra, cried out, "Alas, we are lost." Standing in his chariot, Ravani, who was transported with rage, penetrated into the ranks of the redoubtable celestial host and routed army by resorting to the power of illusion that had been conferred on him by Pashupati. Then, leaving the gods aside, he rushed on Shakra himself, and the highly energetic Mahendra did not observe the son of his adversary. The gods, however, whose strength was immeasurable, severed Ravani's armor, even wounding him. but he remained unperturbed, and with his excellent shafts pierced Matali, who was advancing towards him, covering Mahendra afresh with a hail of missiles. Thereupon Shakra descended from his chariot, dismissing his charioteer, and mounting Airavata, he pursued Ravani, who had made himself invisible through his magic power, but his springing into the sky assailed him with arrows. Seeing that Indra was exhausted, Ravani bound him with his magic and led him to the side where his own army was. Beholding Mahendra borne away by force from the fight, all the celestials inquired what has taken place. One cannot discern the magician who has triumphed over Shakra, the victorious warrior who, by the aid of magic, has carried Indra away despite his skill. Then all the divisions of the gods, in their wrath, overwhelmed Ravana with a hail of shafts and forced him to retreat, while he, worn out in the encounter with Adityas and the Vasus, was unable to continue the fight. Beholding his father harassed and assailed with shafts in the encounter, Ravani, remaining invisible in the struggle, said to him, "Come, O dear father, let us give up the fight. Know that victory has been obtained. Therefore, abandon your feverish activity. The king of the gods and of the three worlds has been taken captive. The gods have seen the pride which inspired their forces humbled. Enjoy the three worlds at your pleasure, having overcome the enemy by your valor. Why fatigue yourself further with combat?" Hearing Ravani's words, the battalions of the gods and the immortals, deprived of Shakra, who had led them, gave up the fight, and the all powerful enemy of the gods, the illustrious sovereign of the Rakshasas, thus entreated to cease from further fighting by his son, whose dear voice he recognized, answered him with deference, saying, "Your valor is equal to the greatest of heroes. You, in whom my family and race find their increase, O Prince, since this day you have overcome the one whose strength is immeasurable. He, the sovereign of the gods, ascend Vasava's chariot and proceed towards the city with your army as an escort. I, on my side, with my companions, will follow joyfully with all speed." On this, the valiant Ravani, surrounded by his forces, with the chief of the gods in chains, set out towards his abode, thereafter dismissing the Rakshasas who had fought in the campaign. Thus come to the end, chapter 34 of Uttara Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharade Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.